Yep.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
We are talking about a game that unfortunately has gone under some really bad publicity. Mass Effect Andromeda.
It's true. Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda came out not too long ago, and it has received a healthy amount of backlash.
Yeah, some poisonous memes.
Right. A lot. Memes really do sway the opinions of many.
It's true.
Yeah.
I know that there was a lot of stuff to do with, like, BioWare was really cagey about letting people play it early.
Oh, right. I did hear about that
And, stuff like that. And when that kind of stuff happens, there tends to be this, like, backlash.
Right. People assume the worst. Like, they're afraid for people to play it and stuff.
So people are starting to come at the facial animations. Right. They're coming at a lot of stuff about this game before they even got their hands on it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reviewers, I think, were a little bit spiteful about, like, how cagey they were about it.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And the big thing, obviously, is the facial animations and whatnot.
And confirmed, they are weird.
Yes. They're not... The facial animations are not perfect. They're not as good as a lot of other games that have been out like around this time.
It's not like, for a point of comparison, they're not as good as Horizon.
They're not. Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean they're bad.
No.
People jump to, if it's not perfect, it's not good.
Right. When I was trying to sell Carl on this game a little bit more, because when it first was being advertised, you were like, oh yeah, that sounds really interesting. Then it dropped. I got it. It was getting some kind of wishy-washy reviews. You were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think, like, what I sold you on was, like, we are used to the old RPGs of yore. We're used to these the graphics not being that great, but being able to go through it because the game is just that fun.
Yes.
And that's exactly the case here.
Right. And also, I mean, I don't want to say that, like, the graphics in this game are really good.
Beautiful.
It's just the faces and stuff like that don't always look that great.
Yeah.
But
it's a little bit of an uncanny valley effect.
Right. Like, sometimes it just looks a little last gen-y sometimes. But that doesn't mean the game is bad, because the game is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And just for full clarification, we are not like Dynasty Mass Effect people. I'm just playing through the original trilogy now.
Yeah, when we played Andromeda, we had never touched the other games.
Right.
This was our first foray into Mass Effect.
For me, the story at first wasn't really, like, grabbing me. It was the gameplay that kept me rolling through. The combat is so refined.
Yep.
The leveling system is great with, like, awesome power-ups and stuff that you can use. Really, really great. Like, you're getting into it now, the R&D stuff. Like,
yeah, the research and development of armor, weapons, and stuff like that.
Right.
Definitely. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, bottom line, the game is super fun.
Absolutely.
And I love, like, the charm of the game. I love the team. The Tempest.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And so right now, just for clarity, we're not talking spoilers right now, and then we're gonna say, like, all right, we're gonna get into spoilers.
Yeah, right. So I love the team dynamic that you have. I enjoy playing as Ryder. He's a fun character. Yeah. A lot of good choices to make. A lot of good dialogue options.
A lot of people are liking playing as Sarah Ryder.
Sarah Ryder, right?
The Femme Ryder.
Yeah, Femme Ryder.
And I mean, yeah, again, it's just like this thing. I noticed the facial animations, but if there were no memes about it, I would probably have looked at it, been like, oh, that's weird, and then moved on.
Yeah.
And never thought about it again.
Yeah. Because it's not, like, game breaking. It doesn't,
not at all.
It doesn't ruin the experience for me. In some ways, it makes the experience a little, like, more enjoyable in some regards, because it is more charming in that old, like, Skyrim-esque like way.
Right.
But also, aside from all that, well, that's the thing is, like, with Horizon probably looks more beautiful.
It's a bit more of a technically sound game.
But it's more boring. We've talked about in Horizon, a lot of the characters are just super monotoned, boring. They don't have personalities. But there's so many personalities in this game.
Yeah, and not to shit on Horizon, because Horizon is a great game.
It is a great game. I just found it hard to keep playing because it did feel like, especially Aloy, a lot of boring characters.
Yeah, dude, the characters in Andromeda are just very colorful.
Yes.
They're so fun.
That,
like-
you got Gil. That poker playing son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
You got Callow, Suvi,
Vetra,
PB.
PB's
People
okay.
either lover or hater.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of great characters, man. Drac.
Yes.
Oh man,
he's the man.
So yeah, just the team is great. I've really enjoyed all the planets that I've been to so far. I mean, I've played through the game, one full playthrough where I beat the main story, and now I'm doing a new playthrough, as you know, getting more deep into the game. But I've been to a lot more planets now, and I don't know, the planets have all been cool, like really beautiful scenery and just like a lot of open world stuff.
Right.
But, which you said isn't so prevalent in the first Mass Effect.
In the first okay. The difference between Andromeda I'm seeing, I can't speak for 2 or 3, but the difference between Andromeda and 1 is definitely like, and I can't imagine it's that much different in 2 and 3, is in Andromeda, you're like a pioneer. Your role is much more, we're discovering this new galaxy and we are settling it. We're cleansing it. We're putting these outposts out. We are making this for humanity, place. Or not even for humanity, for the Alliance.
Yeah, and I love that. And you're fighting off the Ket, who are like and like the main enemy of Andromeda, who like they pose a threat to stability life, in this galaxy,
and it's just because they're kind of after the same thing you are. But in the original Mass Effect, you're more like, these worlds are already established. You're just getting more involved with their people and like seeing a couple different sites and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which that's a big thing I really like about Andromeda, as opposed to the other one, is like, I really enjoy the idea of being a pioneer and settling these places.
Trailblazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is just like, it's such a sad thing that this game, of all the games that have come out recently, and that's the other thing, it also got buried under a lot of games. Sure. It got buried under Zelda, under Horizon.
All come out like right before it.
Yeah, right before, right after. It's a great game, and it shouldn't be missed. And it's one of those things. Everybody who's talking about it and has actually played it really likes it.
Right. I haven't talked to anyone who's played it and enough and been like, yeah, I don't like it that much, or like, oh, it's trash.
Everybody else is like, it's great.
Yeah.
And see, like, even I a lot of, I have talked to some of the people on Reddit about like how they like Andromeda just as much as the originals, just because it's a more fun game to play. It's not as, obviously, that's the thing I did learn in the first one. The original story is very heavy. This is so not heavy. It's like, all right. You know what, guys? Here's the spoiler. I want to get into spoilers. Right. So if you're watching this and you want to play Andromeda, you want to experience the story, cut out now. We're going to talk spoilers now.
Right.
Okay. So there is a level of kind of deepness to the Ket, I think, when you learn kind of what they are and where they came from.
Right, and what their mission is. The exaltation and all that stuff. That is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get into this like really interesting culty kind of thing where at first you're thinking, oh, these are just like your generic space baddies. You know what I mean? And then you learn, you're like, oh shit, those were Angarans. And oh shit, they came from the Remnant. Who are the Remnant? Yep. There's so many like things that in this game that I'm really like, a lot of people are like, oh man, they're gonna do a sequel for Andromeda as well and stuff like that.
I'm hype.
I'm so excited, dude.
I'm so hyped for a
because
sequel.
They're setting up a lot of great things. Who are the Remnant? Again, you haven't played the first one, but I think they have something to do with either the Reapers or like original like Reaper stuff, like original species.
Right, which would make sense if they want to try to connect them more. You know, the two different, like they're gonna have like the original trilogy, and then they'll probably have this new Andromeda, trilogy or series or whatever.
Yeah.
So
because it strays away from this the end of the world shit in this one. Yeah. You become more involved as like a character who is like at the forefront of like trailblazing, like you're saying.
Which I like because there's so much end of the world kind of stuff in media, movies and games and shows.
Right.
It's nice to have something that doesn't, the stakes aren't, end of the world. It's something different. The stakes in Andromeda are just you are responsible for creating a new home for billions of people.
Right.
So.
And I think they put a lot of emphasis on the characters in this game. They did a great job of just writing them to a point where you're like, oh, I really like this guy. Like, I actually want to be with them and bring them on my squad. And
then some sweet love.
Oh, yes.
From some people.
We would be remiss if we talked about Mass Effect and didn't bring up some sweet love making.
Sweet love making. Which, I haven't... really experienced something super steamy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saw in Mass Effect 1, it got pretty steamy.
It did get pretty steamy
when I smoothed up Ashley.
Yeah, and in my first playthrough, I banged PB. Mm-hmm. But I didn't wife her up, but I banged her, and they never showed a thing, which I was like,
a little bummed about.
But I've heard that a Korra a romp
gets a little
steamier. So
I can imagine. I'm
looking forward to that.
I think if I had gotten with Liara, the Asari in the first one, it wouldn't have gotten as steamy.
Oh, okay. I don't think
I would have seen a butt.
Yeah, maybe with the humans, it's more. I don't know. But
not that that's the most important thing here, but it's kind of funny. It's always funny when you see it. Like when we saw it last time, we were like, oh!
It just kind of came out. It just popped out of nowhere. You're just doing it. Yeah.
I got pretty close with Vetra, the Turian. That's gross, but I'm into it still. Yeah. I think I'm going to get back to Andromeda. Right. After I finish the trilogy, I'm going back with Andromeda, and I'm probably going to play it really hard.
Yeah. Are you just going to keep your character?
I'm going to keep my character for a while, do a little bit of questing, and then if I get bored of it, I'll start over. If I want to do
this. You're going with the Vetra.
Yes, I'm gonna go down this line. I think.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going with Korra. I didn't vibe with Korra enough.
Okay.
I like Vetra as a character.
Right.
You know what?
I feel like Vetra definitely is not. I'm not sure if she's someone who will want to do a one and done. I feel like if you go for Vetra, you're wifing her up.
Probably.
So you got to go full out with Vetra.
Probably.
That's what I'm getting. That's the vibes I'm picking up.
But straying away from the banging of things, not I was gonna say people, but
aliens
as well.
Yeah.
I think that we're like when the Archon is just defeated at the end,
right?
And it goes back and you see that original Ket leader that the Archon was talking to earlier in the game. It gave me some like, ooh, we're gonna get into some shit next time. We're gonna get into like the higher ups of the Ket.
Right.
I kind of want to know why they're doing the exaltation.
I mean, I guess it's just kind of like, as far as we know now, and there could be more behind it in other games, but it just kind of comes across as they believe that, they are, it's like a religious thing, They believe that they are the superior race or whatever you want to call it, whatever they are, and they want to, make everybody that. And also, it's a way of controlling people, I guess, and like creating, armies and stuff. I don't know. There could be more behind it, but so far it seems like it's just kind of like a culty thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I have been loving the shit out of playing this game. I've put a lot of hours into it. It's all I've been playing since I got it.
Mm-hmm. And you got it like a week after release. Something
like that. So that's all I've been playing, and right now there's no end in sight. Honestly,
it's so good. There's just like, if you want the experience of going and having like this really awesome space adventure, this is the game for it.
That's right.
And like, as much as we want like something to do with Star Wars to do this, I think it's interesting in this light because we don't know. Yeah. In Star Wars, we would know the names of the planets.
We know so much.
This is very uncharted territory for us, and I think even for Mass Effect fans, this is uncharted territory.
Right.
And I think it comes from this place of like, oh well, they're continuing a series that I loved so much, and it was set up for hate.
Yeah,
I think
that's true. Like, I don't know. We weren't coming at it from that same perspective that so many people are, playing and loving the original 3, Mass Effect games, which I completely understand that perspective that they would have, about Andromeda.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I get it. But from our point of view, people who were completely unbiased about Mass Effect, just coming into it fresh, loved it.
Do not hesitate with this game. I just, it's so much fun. There's like so many great things to do. The game's huge.
It is. Like, there's so many planets you can go to, and then on top of that, they each have, a pretty big open world environment.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy.
I have like very little complaints with this game.
Same.
Honestly.
Same.
And there's a couple controlling complaints, like the fact that you can't manually crouch.
Right. One thing that always kind of bugs me a little bit is that you can't, like, if you're on a planet and you want to get on the Tempest, you have to leave the planet.
Yeah.
You can't get on and stay on the planet.
Yeah, yeah.
So then if you just want to go back on the Tempest for a little bit, you have to leave the planet and then come back and like land back on the planet.
It's not that way in the original. You can go back to the Normandy.
Normandy.
And kind of do your stuff that you need to do there, then go back onto the planet.
I would like to do that, but oh well. It's fine. It's not a big deal, but it's there.
Yeah. So I think that's all that we really have to say about this game, right? In kind of a brief context. You and I are probably going to get off of this and just continue to rant and rave about how good it is.
Yep.
As we have been for the past week.
Yes, we have. But I'm just gonna keep playing it until I beat it again.
Yeah.
And just see how long it takes for me to get tired of it. But.
And I think it's a game that I like. Even when I've beaten it already. I put a lot of hours into it.
Yeah.
After I beat 3, I'm probably just gonna go right back and hop right back into that world.
That's right.
Anyway, guys, don't believe the memes. Don't believe that shit. Go through it. Play this game. Give it a shot. It's really, really fun. Okay? That's all we got to say. Mass Effect Andromeda.